The dust of war never settled on Iraqi soil. It simply changed color. After Iraq's humiliating defeat in Kuwait and the imposition of crushing UN sanctions, the country began to suffocate. Once flourishing cities wilted under economic hardship. Iraq's middle class, once a symbol of Ba'athist prosperity, crumbled into memory. The oil-rich nation was suddenly struggling to feed its children. Medicines disappeared from pharmacies. Hospitals turned away the sick. Black markets emerged as lifelines. Ordinary people paid the price for the dreams of one man. Yet Saddam remained unshaken. His grip on power endured through iron and fear. While Iraqis lined up for food, he commissioned golden palaces and lavish portraits. He survived attempted coups, assassination plots, and growing dissent within the ranks of his once loyal party. In the south, Shia uprisings were brutally crushed. In the north, Kurdish resistance was kept under brutal surveillance. Torture resumed with renewed vigor in the secret prisons of the Mukhabarat. At night, entire neighborhoods would hear the distant hum of engines, followed by the deafening silence of those who had been taken. He played his people against each other, Sunni, Shia, Kurdish, Christian, tribal, secular. Unity was dangerous. Division kept him safe. While the world imposed sanctions, Saddam imposed silence. Those who criticized him disappeared. Even his sons, Uday and Qusay, were given wide powers to enforce his will with brutality that shocked even hardened generals. Uday, in particular, gained notoriety for his cruelty, kidnapping women, torturing athletes, and executing on whim. Iraq became not a nation, but a haunted empire. By the mid-1990s, rumors began to swirl about Saddam's alleged weapons programs. He had once used chemical weapons in war and on his own people. Western intelligence agencies now warned he was rebuilding those capabilities. Every refusal became a red flag. Every act of defiance was broadcast across Iraqi television as triumph, even as the noose of international scrutiny tightened around Baghdad. Then came the defining blow. On September 11, 2001, the world changed. The attacks on the United States unleashed a new era of global fear. The U.S. declared a war on terror. Though Iraq had no proven ties to those attacks, the Bush administration turned its gaze toward Baghdad. Saddam was once again portrayed as the ultimate villain, accused of harboring weapons of mass destruction, accused of deceiving the world. He denied the claims. He taunted the West, and this time there would be no retreat. In March 2003, American and Allied forces invaded Iraq. Shock and awe reigned from the sky. Missiles lit up the night over Baghdad. Coalition troops rolled across the desert. The Iraqi army, ill-equipped and demoralized, collapsed within weeks. On April 9, 2003, the statue of Saddam Hussein in Firdos Square was toppled before live cameras. It crashed to the ground with a dull thud, the crowd erupting in cheers and stone-throwing. That moment became a symbol. The dictator was gone, but Saddam was not dead. He had vanished into the shadows of the very country he once ruled with omnipresence. For months he evaded capture. Rumors emerged of him hiding in tribal safe houses, moving under cover of night, protected by loyalists still willing to die for him. American forces combed every corner of Iraq in a game of cat and mouse. Saddam became less a man and more a ghost, just out of reach, but never far away. Then, on December 13th, 2003, he was found. Not in a palace, not in a command bunker, but in a hole in the ground near a farmhouse in Ad-Dor, near Tikrit, his hometown. He was unshaven, disoriented, and alone. The man who had once paraded in golden robes now emerged from the earth with a pistol he never fired. "I am Saddam Hussein, the president of Iraq," he said defiantly as he was taken into custody. His trial began in 2005 before the Iraqi Special Tribunal. Charged with crimes against humanity, including the massacre of 148 men and boys from the village of Dujail, Saddam defended himself with fiery speeches and disdain for the court. He claimed to still be the rightful president. He refused to acknowledge the tribunal's legitimacy, but the evidence was overwhelming. Testimonies of torture, killings, and secret orders poured in. Photographs, videos, signed execution lists, all tied to him. The world watched as one of the 20th century's most feared leaders sat in a bulletproof glass box, his power reduced to protest. On November 5th, 2006, the court delivered its verdict. Guilty. He was sentenced to death by hanging. The execution took place on December 30th, 2006, coinciding with the Islamic holiday of Eid al-Adha. As he was led to the gallows, hooded and calm, he was mocked by guards who chanted the names of Shia figures.